What is up, everybody? Welcome to Trey's Trades, where we give technical analysis on different stocks in the stock market, as well as potential buy, hold, or sell opinions on these given stocks. I'd like to preface by saying that I am not a financial advisor nor expert. I am just somebody I'm doing on YouTube, so take what I say with a grain of salt. The reason that I started this channel is because a couple of years back, I was about $30,000 deep in some pretty bad medical debt, and I was very fortunate to have some close family, friends, and mentors that pushed me to work really hard and invest my money, and I am now happy to say that not only am I now financially free, but I'm doing pretty well for myself at the age of 23. So if I can pass along any of the information, resources, or tools to the community here at Trey's Trades, make a couple of people's lives better off than they were before, that's all a guy can ask for. Lastly, if you would not mind dropping a like on the video, it really does help support the channel, and consider subscribing if you'd like to see more content like this, as I do post videos every day. And I want to give a quick shout out to the guys over at the Patreon. We did have a couple more people join over the last 24 hours. So Car3, Pedro, Valentino, Joy, Edmar, Rafshan, Albert, thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate your support. They will have access to the private Discord as well as real-time insight to my trading strategies. So today we're going to be looking at ticker symbol SNDL, Sundial Growers Incorporated. And let me tell you what, I've gotten a lot of requests to cover this stock, and it's not surprising considering how much volume this stock sees on a day-to-day basis. I mean, a low day, you're looking at 5 million shares in a 30-minute window, very easily pushing over 100 million shares traded every day, and then yesterday even more than that, as you can see. But it's been requested quite frequently, and you know, I don't dabble in the stock. I'll be completely transparent and open up my positions at the moment. I'm an APXT, BNGO, Fuel Cell, JAG-X, Lee, Microvision. This is my portfolio at the moment. I know Microvision hitting me pretty hard right now, but I do believe in them long term, so I'm willing to wait this out. Anyways, I do not have a position in Sundial, so I just need to disclose that right off the bat. But we are going to give you a very straightforward technical analysis perspective on the stock and discuss a couple different things. We'll talk about the overall volume trend. We've got the 20-day volume weighted moving average pulled up, which takes into consideration the overall volume, and it trends an average valuation line based off of that. And then we do have the 200 EMA exponential moving average pulled up, which is the 200-day moving average price valuation. And we've got some indicators here that are actually pointing to a very bullish sign. It's looking pretty decent. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about the RSI. We'll talk about bullish and bearish trends over the past 10 days or so, where I see the stock going, and we'll cover this on a macroscopic and microscopic point of view. So if you don't know what Sundial Growers is, they are a cannabis company, and we'll just read you off their description real quick. So they engage in the production and distribution of flower, pre-rolls, and vapes. It operates through the following segments: cannabis, ornamental flowers, and corporate. The cannabis segment includes legal cultivation and distribution of cannabis products under federally regulated licenses issued by Health Canada. The ornamental flower segment covers the legacy operations of Bridge Farm. The corporate segment represents corporate activities and items not allocated to reportable operating segments. They're from Canada, eh? Very close to the homeland, guys. I'm from Minnesota, if you couldn't tell by my accent. I never hear it, but whenever I go down anywhere near down south, you know, even Iowa or Nebraska, they're like, "Are you from Minnesota?" Yeah, I guess so. Their market cap looks pretty small, you know, nothing crazy, $555 million. But there is one thing that stands out to me in particular. They have reached $3.88 in the past, and if we do zoom out, you know, to 2 years ago, you can see that is in fact true. We can actually see higher than that, you know, $3.28 for a 52-week high, but they have been all the way up to $13, you know, back in 2019. So the potential upside is extremely high, right? We're trading at 60 cents right now, so if you got in right now and we got back to all-time highs, you'd be sitting pretty filthy, you know. That'd be pretty solid. And there is another thing that I actually do like, that I found on the internet, and it is Sundial Growers stock is now a debt-free company as of January 4th. And if I had to guess, that is why we saw this initial spike, you know, in volume here on the charts. If we come back and look at this, let me change it to a 15-minute. Yeah, so we saw a pretty huge bump in volume, and I'm assuming that has a lot to do with it. Today is the 7th, so that was on the 4th. So if we look back 6th, 5th, 4th, yeah, you can see a pretty hefty spike in volume right there. So that is what it's looking like to me is the reason, and that's a pretty big deal, right? They had a $227 million debt through a mix of asset sales, debt, equity swap, capital raises, and cash repayments. They were able to pay off. But if the third quarter financial and operational results are any indicator, the company still has a long way to go. Revenue came in at $9.85 million. CAD missing estimates by $7.11 million. Net loss was $71.4 million. So I'm going to leave this in the description box down below. But you can see that there's definitely still some underlying things they need to work on as a company. The financial situation. If we take a look at it, we could probably take a guess at how it looks. Their gross profit, not terrible. I mean, this is actually like $30 million. So you're looking pretty decent. $39 million. Oh gosh, I have to sneeze. Excuse me, guys. Jesus, that was wild. $39 million for 2019, $366,000 for 2018. Yeah, nothing out of the ordinary. I mean, it's good to see the growth for sure, right? That's probably the most promising thing. But let's take a look at the technical analysis, because there are some bullish indicators to me on the charts that I'm actually really liking. So let's start off by talking about levels of support and levels of resistance that we're currently looking at. So on the 10-day chart, we do have pretty solid support level right here at 0.5077 cents. This has acted as resistance in the past. We have 2 different touch points, a breakthrough, and then it acted as a very solid level of support right here. You can see this is a level of resistance in the past, and once we were able to push through it, it's been holding up pretty well. Beyond that, we are looking at another level of support right around here at that 200 EMA, man, I can't read that, at 0.5808. Another pretty solid level of support. You can see it's acting right here. Was the previous level of resistance. 1, 2, 3, 4 different touch points, 5 different touch points. I'm really liking that right now. And then, if we do break through that, I do enjoy this as another level of support at 53 cents. We've got 2 different contact points right here. 3, 4. These were previous levels of resistance. So I'm really liking that. I'm liking how that looks right now. Pretty solid movement, honestly. I mean, if we look here, we've got 1, 2, 3 very solid bullish days and a very huge gap up yesterday, which is a huge bullish sign. That's not anything to joke about. That's for sure. So if anything, momentum is definitely on our side here, right? And then we're going to look at a couple levels of resistance. So we are currently trading at 64 cents or so, 65 cents. The overarching resistance is going to be 71 cents right here. And then before we reach that, we're going to have to break through very likely 67.07. And it's pretty possible that you're going to see a wall, in this area on the charts. It might take a little bit, a couple whacks to break through 67 cents. But if we can break through 67 cents, then 71 cents does seem very doable. And if we can break through 71 cents, the next logical barrier to me is going to be, cracking through $1. So you're going to be wanting to watch for that on the charts here. It is going to be a huge help to you just to keep an eye on these levels. Now I have the 20-day volume weighted moving average pulled up, and this just indicates, how bullish or bearish we're looking, when you take into consideration the average volume. And this is a very helpful tool for day or swing traders when you're trying to make a very quick witted decision on, okay, are we looking bullish, are we looking bearish? You can treat this as a level of support or resistance depending on which side of the line this is hugging, right? So if we zoom in right now, you can see that we're actually just barely above this. So this is bullish territory. This would act as a level of support, whereas if we were under it, this would act as a level of resistance. That's a great tool for day or swing traders. And then there is a very bullish sign when we look at these 2 indicators, the 200 EMA, the 200 exponential moving average. We have a crossover right here, and I have always noticed this in the charts, that anytime you have the 20-day volume weighted moving average cross above, that's this light blue line. This is the 200 EMA. Anytime you have this 20-day volume weighted moving average cross over the 200 EMA, that is a huge bullish indicator. And the farther up that this gaps from the 200 EMA, the more bullish this is looking, right? So let's pretend that we can't see this part of the chart right here. All you can see is, oh, we have a crossover right here. We have a huge jump up. What do you think is going to happen, right? We can't predict the future, right? But historically speaking, when you see this crossover gap, whoo, we see a huge spike up, guys. We see a huge spike up. That same thing happened right here with the charts, right? We see this crossover on the 20-day volume weighted moving average and the 200 EMA. And we see some pretty harsh movements, and I'm really liking how that looks right now. The farther away this 20-day VWMA is from the 200 EMA, the more bullish we're looking, guys. And once you see that crossover, to me, that's a sign to pull the trigger. And furthermore, I really like this right here. So I'm going to explain what this is real quick just so you can understand. This is a bullish flag, and I do have pulled up here just a line. So if we connect right here where we gapped up from the after hours to the pre-market, right, and we assume a trend line on that gap up, and we connect this right here to that trend line, right, this is a bullish flag. And what that means is we see this pattern of, okay, once a stock, I'll kind of try and draw it out for you. Once a stock shoots up like this, right, you typically see a little bit of consolidation, go something like this, down, up, down, up. Oh, I missed. Down, up, and then after that, typically you see it push through a level of resistance in that bullish flag. Bam! And if we take, you know, a triangle right here, not a triangle, a diamond, and we fill in the blanks. Come on, Daryl. Do what you're supposed to do. And we fill in the blanks. Oh, I got too many lines on here, guys. There we go. All right, now we're cooking with Crisco. Okay, well, you get the idea. Let's go like this, move it back, you get a bullish flag. And that's what we're seeing right here on the charts on Sundial, and that is a very bullish indicator. And if we can break through this metaphorical barrier, this metaphorical level of resistance, I do expect that we'll continue to see another green day. That is a huge bullish indicator to me, as well as the overall volume that pumped into the stock yesterday. That is a huge sign that this thing could potentially keep running, right? This is the first time that we've seen that much volume in a hot minute. And the RSI indicator actually looks really good. The relative strength index, anything over 70 is overbought, anything under 30 is oversold. We're sitting really close to 50, guys. So once we saw that huge run up, the correction was not very steep, right? We just approached, you know, normal territory. Anything between 40 and 60, you're looking pretty solid. And you know, I really like that, actually. 54 is a very nice RSI indicator number. So if you are looking to get into the stock, you know, I would look for anywhere around this 58-cent mark, this 53-cent mark, this 50-cent mark. If you do see a pullback, you know, how likely that is, it's tough to say. I think 58 cents is a very reasonable level of support. So if you see a pullback to that level, I do think that'll be a fairly safe entry point. But even better is going to be 53 cents. So do watch for that. And then exit strategies. If you're a mid to long-term investor, I don't think you're looking at getting out of this for anything less than a couple bucks. And honestly, probably double digits. If you look back on 2 years ago when this was over $10 per share. So you know, just watch for a really solid entry point if you're looking to either dollar cost average up or down, or establish a position into the stock just because it's looking pretty hot. Like I said, I really do like this bullish flag. That does look really clean. If we look at the 1 day, 1 minute chart, we do have A couple levels of support and resistance. We've got 59.27 as a primary level of support, followed by I like this quite a bit. These candle wicks are very indicative to me. Candle wicks tell you a lot about buyer emotion. So 61.39 is another level of support. And then we're looking at some immediate sides of resistance, right around here at 66.97, followed by 68.9. And then lastly, we're going to roll with what was in the actual regular market hours, 69.84, and currently trading at 64.44. So very nice, solid consolidation. I really like that this bullish flag. You can kind of see it right here, following that gap up. Bam, here's the flagpole. Here's the consolidation, bouncing up and down, bouncing up and down, bouncing up and down. It's loading up like a spring, guys. That's a pretty bullish sign. And like I said, I'm going to disclose I don't have a position in Sundial. If this pops off, power to you. I'm very happy tied up in JAGX and BNGO, where I've turned over 100% profit in both already. So I cannot complain, and I wish you guys luck. So I hope that was helpful for you guys. I know there's a lot of people out there that are interested in Sundial. It must have nothing to do with the fact that they grow flowers, I'm guessing. I think it's the other plants that they're harvesting. But I wish you guys all good luck with Sundial. It's a very interesting stock, and it does seem like it's got some potential with where things are going with Joe Biden in office and a Democratic Party. I do think it's likely we see weed legalized, stateswide in, the next 4 years. So that would be a huge catalyst for Sundial. It seems like it's got potential. So I wish you guys the best of luck. Thank you for watching the video. Please drop a like if you enjoyed it. It really does help support the channel. Consider subscribing if you'd like to see more content like this. And lastly, I do have an affiliate link in the description box for TubeBuddy. It is an SEO optimization website that I personally pay a $9 per month membership fee for. And if you are a content creator or are looking to become one, I could not recommend it highly enough. It is highly what I attribute growing from 0 to 1,000 subscribers in 17 days too. So if you want to use my affiliate link, I do receive a commission off of your purchase. So it is a great way to support the channel. And if you're not interested, that's totally fine. I'm just glad to have you here as a part of the community and a part of the crew of Trey's Trades. So that is what I have for the video today. Thank you for watching, my friends, and I will see you all next time. Peace.